Hello everyone, this is Rodney here, aka Ritzwallow, and today I have for you guys my Ambessa deck profile. This is the deck that I've been on a hot tear with this past week, and I've been raving about it on Twitter and on YouTube, and everyone's been asking me for the list and the deck profile, so decided to make it and show you guys kind of like the tips and tricks and how I play with it. I noticed a lot of people are building Ambessa very differently, and everyone has their own unique take on it. So there's no clear right or wrong way to build it, but this is how I personally play it. I've gone undefeated at 2 Nexus Knights with it, and I haven't, now that I think about it, I haven't dropped a single game, or I haven't dropped a single best of 3 match with her all week. So take that as you may. I think Ambessa is very slept on. I think she's essentially the new orange Aurelia. So she has a lot of movement and a lot of really cool spells and interactions that you can do with the deck. So we'll go ahead and get started. For the rune split, I play 7 orange and 5 yellow. 1 more orange just because you're playing stuff like punch first, so you never want to risk not having enough power to pay for it. And so I start off with my chosen champion is going to be Ambessa, the 4-drop, the orange one. I play 1 in the main and 1 in the sideboard. I think that's the correct ratio for it, depending on the matchup. I think just blind going first, the 4-drop one is probably the best one because you can play it if you win the die roll on turn 2. And she has pretty good stats for a 4-drop. I usually never empower her, only in like certain scenarios. Usually she's just a 4/4 beat stick that bridges me between the early and late game, but she does her job. And then also against decks that have Falling Star, then of course the Empower does come in handy. But for the empowered units, or my 2-drops, I'm playing 9, playing 3 Legion, 3 Noxian Emissary, and 3 Honest Broker. I think these 3 2-drops are all very strong. These 2 in particular, if you open up with them, you can do some really cool combos going first, where you can do a double conquer with your leader on turn 2. So I'll demonstrate that in a little bit, but you always want to make sure that you see these guys. These guys are probably the best way to trigger your Ambessa leader to like get extra movement. And so they're also just like really good effects too. Noxian Emissary has been like one of the best cards in the mid to late game, especially like just being able to generate like extra recruit tokens has been really good. And then also I play 3 Kayle. Hot take, a lot of people are not very fond of Kayle, but I don't see why. I think Kayle's won me a lot of games on her own. Being able to just get a 3 empower works a lot. I've seen a lot of people play, was it the one where you kill or the Greyback instead of the Kayle, but I personally like Kayle better. She also has ganking when you get to the mid-late game, and I think that comes up a lot too. So those are it for my small units. The game plan with the small units is just you want to double conquer and like trade efficiently with all your little guys, so that you can save all your big hitters for the mid to late game. So these are the payoffs. I pay 3 Rengar, 3 Vi, and 3 Rune Runner. I see lists not playing a full set of Rengar and Vi, and I have no idea why. I think these 2 are just absolutely insane. Just being reaction speed, and ambush is just one of the best mechanics in the game. Vi also has really great synergy here because like you play tokens in small units where you can go in, hit with Vi, use her ability, and then you can tap your Ambessa leader and bring her back, or ready her and bring her back so that she's so she can threaten another stun next turn. Like, this card's absolutely insane. I don't know why people aren't playing more 3 copies of her in this deck. And then Rune Runner was okay. I honestly think I'm probably gonna end up dropping Rune Runner. Blue and purple just aren't that popular at the moment. There's a lot of aggro decks like Rengar, Zed, Miracle, Kennen, all those like decks running around, and Rune Runner is okay into them. I I am playing Gangplank in the side, so I might swap them out, or I might just go a different route with Rune Runner. I don't know, but as of right now, I'm gonna keep it in. But just let you guys know that there's one of the cards that I'm considering moving out. Just with how the meta is shaping out. Doesn't seem to be too impactful at the moment. And then that's it for the units. For the spells, I'll just go over the staples really quick. I mean, we're playing 3 Punch First, 3 Sabotage, 3 Chi Barrier, and 3 Rampage. Chi Barriers, this card's been insane. One of the best new cards from Vendetta. Being able to like protect all your big units. Being able to protect like your Vi, your Rengar, and just trade. And also just like late game, being able to like conquer, and then like for your final hold, having like they have to play around Punch First and Chi Barrier, and all you need is just like 3 mana or 3 mana up, and they have to punch, or they have to break through 12 points of hold damage, and you know that's just not possible for a lot of decks. So highly recommend playing Chi Barrier. Chi Barrier, I don't know how to pronounce it, but this card's been absolutely insane. Sabotage is Sabotage, and Punch First, those are orange staples that you know have been that need no explanation. Now, one thing that you may notice is that I'm not playing Public Execution. Instead, I'm just playing 3 copies of Rampage. I found Public Execution to be a little bit clunky. I know it sounds a little weird saying that it's clunky, but I honestly kind of just like the Rampage. Not having to pay the 3, or not having to pay the power helps a lot in the early and mid game. And then also the +2 for Rampage actually comes up quite often, where you want to give the +2 to a unit. And also just like there's a lot of green decks running around, and so with Public Execution, you know, you pay your power, you pay your 2, and then you play it, and then they just like either on guard or discipline, and you know, buff up their unit past the Public Execution kill range, and you know that kind of just sucks. So I think like Rampage has been a lot better, though I do see a world where I'll probably play like maybe 2-1 or 2-2. But as of right now, I don't miss Public Execution. I kind of just really like Rampage, and it's done more than its fair share of work. So yeah, I've been getting that question a lot on Twitter about why I'm not playing Public Execution. And then I'm playing 2 of the Sacrifice, Tactical Retreat, and Onslaught. Sacrifice helps with, you know, just trading. I think Sacrifice is really good with like wrapping, and then like, you know, if they try to overcommit. Tactical Retreat is also just really good in saving your Vi's, your Rengars, and your Rune Runners in like certain scenarios too. It's just like really good to like just keep your units alive as well too, because like right now the meta is all about going fast, and so it's about whoever can keep the most units on the board. And Onslaught, let's talk about this. This card's been absolutely insane. A lot of people have finally caught on that Onslaught's a good card. +6 is such a significant number. It beats over like Punch First numbers, and it's just a really hard deck, or it's really hard number for a lot of decks to like go over, especially like Kennen. A lot of the times they'll play like Rasa and Nocturne, and so just like the +6 comes in handy so much in like terms of like breaking boards, and it combos really well with the Emissary too. So when Emissary dies and is empowered, you get two recruit tokens. It combos really well with Onslaught. So now like one of your tokens threatening for 7 damage next turn, and then like if you have enough energy, you can play it from flow too. So now both your recruit tokens are going in for are both going in for 7. So this card's been really great, and like I said, right now it's all about breaking boards and just who can keep the most units on the field. And this card's been overperforming. I think I see myself potentially bumping up to 3, depending on if I change some things around. If I play a little bit more recruit tokens, I could see a world where 3 might be the answer, but I'm fine with where things are at right now. So let's get to the sideboard before the battlefield. I think I have some really cool things I want to talk about with the battlefield. But for the sideboard, I beside the yellow Ambessa, This is also to help against like those decks like Rengar and Kennen and other like unit heavy decks. Rek'Sai as well too. Just being able to like auto kill, or like not auto kill, but guarantee a kill, and especially when they try to stack the battlefield. Best has been really good. She's also a cheaper in power. Like I've found myself empowering her more than the other one, just because it's one. It'll cost like 1 energy. And then I also play 3 Disposal Order, 3 Salvage, and 3 Gangplank. Disposal Orders for the Miracle Cannon matchup. This card just kind of just does so much work in that matchup. You could chain it to Fizz to like fizz a lot of their stuff, and also just get rid of like key pieces, get rid of the tentacles, get rid of Lightning Rushes, stack decks, Starcross, anything that we need. Salvage is for like Aurora and unit heavy or gear heavy decks like Azir. No explanation needed for that. And Gangplank is for decks that can play Starcross, also and against blue as well too, like stuff like Diana and Mel, and Backpack Israel. This card puts in a lot of work in those matchups. So now the battlefields. This is the fun part. I have some really cool things with the battlefield. My blind pick is going to be Risen Altar. I think this one's really good, especially if you go first. Like if you win the die roll and you open Risen Altar and you have, let's say you have one of these two, right? Or one of these two. So let's imagine this scenario really quick. Let's get my 2 runes. So say you go first, you have one of these guys, you're going to tap, play, and then you're going to pass, and then obviously you wake up and you get 2, right? So you can, since you went first, you get first to conquer. You get to conquer here. You get a free empower ability, so you get to empower him for free. And then you get your leader empowered. And then now you play your 2-drop. Or play usually this or like anything else, but or any 2-drop or 3-drop. And then you can tap your leader, recycle, and then ready, and then yeah, you get to double conquer. And then like you can either like choose to empower him or whatever, right? But the point is like it's like lines like these where you get to like double conquer first, and then him being a 2-drop and him being a 3-drop, your opponent has to waste something to kill them because they can't just like trade efficiently into it unless they have a 3-drop. But either when this guy dies and he's empowered, you have 2 tokens, so you can just keep up the pressure next turn. So this deck actually has a lot of like really aggro lines early game, which I have found and a lot of people aren't taking advantage of. So definitely, if you're playing this deck, definitely take advantage of those aggressive lines that you can take early game. On the play, or if I'm going second, I'll use Sunken Temple. Sunken Temple is really good, especially when I side in. So if I go second, I'm gonna switch my chosen champion, and instead of playing Ambessa, the orange one, I'll play the yellow one so that I can play it on curve going second, and then I could threaten to conquer here and get the draw off Sunken Temple. And it's also like it gives your opponent, so obviously your opponent gets to go first when you go second, and Sunken Temple is kind of just blank for the first couple of turns, so you don't really give up too much. And then this is the one I get a lot of questions on, Windswept Hillock, why I'm playing this one. So very similar to that same line that I showed you guys earlier, being able to play on go on the play first, or doing like where you get to play your first unit. Hopefully you get something like one of these two. You want to mulligan hard for these when you get to go first on Hillock, because you can play this, and then on your turn when they're ready, conquer, and then empower them and do the shenanigans where you could gank over and get an extra and get 2 points on your second turn. And then now you're just setting yourself up for such a great like point tempo for the rest of the game. So this card's been absolutely insane. Also, just make sure that when you're playing Ambessa, I see a lot of people make the mistake of not abusing her more often, not using her leader more often. So the reason why I really like playing cards like Rengar and Vi, you know, because they're all reactionary. You get to like see what your opponent does first and then react to them. And then one of the really cool things is that, especially with Vi, you get to tap your leader, ready her and bring her back. So now you have a Vi ready to stun something in the next turn. So it's just like, make sure that you not only just use Ambessa offensively, but defensively as well too. So make sure you like retreat your units backwards so that you can just keep threatening. Like I said, right now the meta is all about making sure you keep units on the board and keep applying pressure. So as long as you're doing that, you're going to be in such a winning position. So yeah, that's my deck profile. There's one of the decks I'm considering bringing to regional qualifier. The regional qualifier in Singapore, I feel like I have a pretty good handle on the deck right now, and I'm playing it a lot differently than other people are. So just wanted to give you guys my insight and takes on the deck. So hope you guys get to practice with it and have fun with it. If you guys have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me on Twitter or here on YouTube or Discord or whatnot. So thank you guys. Bye everyone.